Alright everyone, we're back! No, not you, Cheshire. There was about 50 or so, or not 50, there were a whole bunch of banks and airports around at least the US. I don't know about Canada yet. But that got hit with a blue screen of death that really backed everything up. Probably caused a lot more logistical errors. Full well do I know the pain of loss and how heavily it can weigh on one's heart. Nevertheless, there is but one way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. Bath, knowest thou any locations wherein we might find the stone we require? No matter how scant the possibility, we would seize it. I told you near all the veins were dry years ago, though I suppose if you really want to try, you may find something at Newby's Leavings. Or Newby's Leavings. It was opened well before the Talos became commonplace, which is why the mining there was never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Guthjon and tell him I sent you, but don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. That assistance is most appreciated. Miro, I think it's best Thancred join thee in this search. Though he would be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil and his thoughts clouded. It would be unwise to ignore his distress. Sure. You're worn out too because I took you to Camp Drybone? It's true. We're at a kind of Camp Drybone right now. It's like Camp Drybone of the first. Off to somewhere, are you? At last, a lead on the stone we need to power the Talos. I can't very well have you go on your own. Lead the way. Oh, sick, we get a new weapon. A convenient distraction. I'd say we're long overdue for a good turn. I can only hope the gods feel the same way. Now, Newby's Leavings was to the south, was it? Let's get going. Watching Bears Fear of Bears? I don't know what that is. Better he gets stabbed than I. Takes you 3 to 6 times longer than I don't know about that. What am I doing? My weapon. Let's see what this weapon looks like. It is the Sandeek cane, or Santique cane. I'm not sure this is a good one. There's a Pictomancer there. Alright. So this is our new weapon. Alright, that's pretty cool. I like it. Alright. Chocobo time. Don't worry, Mrs. 10 won't ever come to my stream. We can say whatever we want here. I don't know if I should be insulted by that or not, because, you know, I kind of want to meet Mrs. 10 now. 941 yalms to the southeast, but we're not going to the southeast. Rude. Look at that Giga Tender. That Thistle Mole. Teammate was looking forever around Urkopacha for barbed moles, but they were just like in the middle of the road between the area she was looking and the city she started in. She just flew around them every time she went on her search. The way you describe it, I was expecting the place to be abandoned. Perhaps our fortunes are finally improving. Though we should probably hear what Guthjon has to say before we celebrate. I think it might just be Guthjon. Anyway, assuming we can find him, that is. She's in your Discord? Ah, there we go. It's like Antiques Roadshow, but they have dealers there who are ready to bid on items after appraisal. That sounds like Pawn Stars. Cheshire, have you ever been to a mine? Like a real mine? What about you, Tangage? Was there a taste of Chicago this year? I imagine there's a taste of Chicago every year for people that live in Chicago. You've been to a couple? I've been to a nickel mine, and I think it was a salt mine. Is this our man? Hmm? Who are you? What are you doing in here? Well, you should have listened to that. You're wasting your time. But this site is not as developed as the others, is it not? Surely there must be something left. I should explain. The stone you're looking for is leonine. All the Talos in the Hills of Amber are powered using them. Or were at least, however. Anyway, whatever's left, if anything, is too far below to be safely excavated. In the deepest reaches of the mine, we use Talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. They're still there, but they could give out at any time, which is why the mine is closed off. And then our only option is to search the higher levels for any fragments of leonine that may have been overlooked. I suppose there may be one other way. Well, don't leave us in suspense. Well, what you're asking for is a trade secret. I'll need to be duly compensated in exchange. Fine. What do you want? The other day, I found a Verba gold piece down in the mines. A bloody Verba gold piece. When you know it, I dropped the damn thing somewhere while I was working. Find it, and I'll tell you what you want to know. You do have a hard bargain, sir, but we'll take it. It seems we have our work cut out for us, Miro. Thankfully, I have an idea for how we might hurry things along. As I'm sure you've noticed, despite their best efforts to illuminate the corridors, it's rather dark in here, meaning it would be much harder to find a single coin hiding in the shadows. That's why I propose we use these sun drops. They help the eye take in more light. Why don't you start by searching further in and I handle this area. I'll retrace your steps after, in case you happen to miss it. If you feel the drops effects wearing off, I can give you more, so don't worry. Sick. I have dark sight now. You rarely go into the city? Last time you went was in December because you had family in town? What burb are you in? I don't tell people that. You search the shadows but find nothing. Perhaps the gold piece is elsewhere. He lives in Camp Drybone. Coincidentally, that is also the burb that is to the west of Chicago. You wanna fucking go, dude? Alright, let's do this. I guess I did get him. Oops. Time to stun. There's a German Christmas market in several locations starting around Thanksgiving. I think he's just like, I know. I've been to one. Last year with family. The Naperville. If you want, we can to meet up. I'd be down, but my wife would certainly come. I will be able to promise that she won't bring any knives with her. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem. As long as she has no reason to believe that Cheshire's hitting on you. But Cheshire, it could also be a trap. Engage could lure you there to see you get stabbed for the lulz. Megalobat. As you search shadows, a glint catches your eye. You turn over a rock and find the Ververt gold piece. Cheshire, have you ever hit on me? No. That's what anybody who has hit on you would say, though. Now that they know. Now that they know the truth. I was hoping he dropped the gold pieces somewhere closer to the entrance. Fool me for thinking Lady Luck was on our side. Or maybe she is. Yours, at least. In the end, my contribution was little more than poor company. Well, I couldn't have done it without your sun drops. Come now, Thancred. You were far more prepared for this task than I. No more than usual, I assure you. I only managed to survive the Kurthan wilderness and the imperial capital by virtue of extensive preparation, a habit of mine since childhood, and one of my few positive traits which endeared me to Louisoix, I imagine. It hasn't been easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital to my continued success, such as it is. Had I chosen to pursue the arcane arts rather than espionage, well, I'd rather not think about it. As long as I have the means to protect those dear to me, and to see my duties through, that's all that matters. Now, let's hurry and see if that return to Guthien. The sooner we get back to Ariangia and Midfilia, the better. You're back. Wait, does that mean... I'll be damned, you actually found it. Well, a deal's a deal, but don't think this means you'll find what you're after. Yay, level 79! I got Enhanced Asylum. What the fuck is Enhanced Asylum then? Oh, apparently I'm 78, not 79. Yeah. Adds an additional effect to Asylum that increases HP recovery by heal. Okay, cool. A dirty job. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off, but you did, and I'm a man of my word. Come with me. Lady Luck wasn't on your side. Spoiler alert. Jeremy, have you ever hit on 10 gauge? Not to my knowledge. What did you guys eat at the market? Hot chocolate? You still say I should get enhanced carbuncle. I still say there's no way to enhance a carbuncle. Carbuncle is already perfect. If you truly wanted to look into the face of God and spit, you would try to enhance carbuncle. If anything could get better than perfect, it is carbuncle. Alright, that's a fair assessment. I hope you waited for the sun drops to wear off. They work wonders in the dark, but the light of day will only bring you pain. Every time I step out of those mines, the sky seems to get brighter. I'd never leave them if the air weren't so stale. But you're not come here to hear my grievances, you're after Leonine. First I have to ask, have you ever heard of rockworms? Rockworms? I know them by another name, though I'm fairly certain the locals call them knockers. Aye, that they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastards may be the answer to your troubles. They can fit through cracks and crevices down where we never could hope to reach. And on occasion, they come back with something valuable. They dig up Leonine in the mines? It's a rare occurrence, but yes, it's said that it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes. Well, our only other option sounds tantamount to suicide, so how can we draw out these rockworms? Over by that shack, you'll find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines and you'll flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock them senseless and check their backs. I should warn you that this method of mining, if you can even call it that, is used as a last resort on account of what little they're like to bring back. You want to cover as much ground as you can if you're hoping to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here and I'll have a look. Jeremy, when was the last time you found anything of value? We should split up if we're to cover more ground, as he suggests. If you can cover these 3 areas on your map, I'll see to the parts between them. What? Are we like leapfrogging? Okay. Had to pick up the pile of supplies first. Alright. Oh, good, we get to go back into the mine. Right. Of course we do. Well, nothing better than walking with a hulking behemoth through a mine, I'd say. I'm actually surprised that did not aggro me. A crevice. A crevice. Let's drop a smoke bomb down in there. Nothing happened. Alright, perfect. Aren't they both dead? Did Sean Connery die? I don't remember that, but... Sadly, I don't pay attention to celebrity deaths. Usually I only hear about celebrity deaths through Discord or Twitter, but again, not everything I pay attention to. Well, that's sad. Was it PMX's fault? We're in the mines. We're in the mines. If it happened and was a bad thing, it was PMX's fault. Alright. Thanks for confirming. The air in the mines goes thick with smoke. Nearby you hear the soft rumbling of stones. Hey, Cheshire? Wandering knockers. Cheshire, have you ever considered maybe using smoke bombs to handle your rabbit issue? Happy Chocobo! I got 1 of 7. Well, lucky. The worst. Nah, Jeremy, just tell your boss that you are now going to be watching streams for the rest of your shift, and that your old boss can come do your job for you. Or your old sales rep. Chocobo! Chocobo, do you have any plans for the weekend? Wait, do I gotta do this shit 7 times? Fuck that. This quest might just be the king of, we're gonna waste all of your time. 'Cause I just came through here, now I have to run through here again. Then it wouldn't get done and you'd have twice as much to do on Saturday. No, your sales rep will handle Saturday too. You have to admit, it's the best plan. Fuck! Spawn all of them at once, so I don't have to do this crap. Jeez Louise. It's the worst. Cheshire, do you have any plans for the weekend? Are you gonna smoke bomb rabbits? If you want, I could talk to Tiamat into going there. She can fecal bomb them.
What can we do with all this pee?
Exactly. Man, I completely forgot about Cosmic Star Heroine. That game was so good. Damn it, I just killed 3 of them. Why is there 4? God, this quest sucks. The ultimate of, we're just gonna waste your time. Let's find the next one. Didn't even move from the shadow, to be honest. Didn't do enough damage. You like it when a quest wastes my time? Are you talking about in general or mine specifically? If you are a person who likes to have your time wasted, that is bizarre, but you know, okay, I respect it. Okay. Your sermon last Sunday was about being neutered. A friend was talking about the chariot in scripture, but you forgot about the chariot. How'd that go? I don't know anything about the chariot in scripture because, well, I don't really follow any religion. $749 yalms to the southeast. It's still gonna be somewhere around here. Probably around Navatharang, to be honest. There you are. Find anything promising? Glittering rock. Between the two of you, I'd say you've got quite the haul. Best get comfortable, friends. It's gonna take time for me to sift through all this. It's gonna take time for me to look at these 7 rocks she brought me.
You may not remember this about Arminfilia, but prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a miner. After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily. Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the Quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start, but I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend.
I can't imagine she thought too highly of you back then.
Not too highly, no. She once called me a wine-sodden wharf rat, which wouldn't have been half as galling had it not been so accurate. But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now I have another chance to do things right, and I will not squander it again.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this!
Tell me it's Leonine.
It is at that. You lot were born lucky. It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big. But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife. She found it. She really found it. She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone, in the hope that he might see it one day. Those rock-backed bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
Engage is buried in those parts. Weirdly enough. Hi, Guthian. Have a heart. I wouldn't believe it if I had not seen it for myself. Before you set it in the Talos, would you take it to Magnus? For 3 long years, he believed she died for nothing. He must know the truth, that her sacrifice was not in vain. We'll take it straight to him, you have my word. Thank you, Guthian, for all your help. Right then, let's not keep everyone waiting. Alright, we're gonna teleport back up to Twine, where we'll take our break for the next 30 minutes. Pick up these other 2 quests to not necessarily do, but just have. And then if I walk through the area and they're still there, then Alright, if that they're in, then we can possibly complete them. Let's grab this one, Horther. Evade Pursuit. Got it. Alright, we'll be back in about 1 minute 30. Don't go anywhere. Got more FF14 for you.